welcome to the show this week. Hello.
Welcome, you fuckers.
Well, don't be rude.
No, whatever.
Welcome, all of you. How have you guys been doing?
Good. I'm doing great.
Not you. You don't matter. The fans
They can't
matter.
talk to us, silly
Well,
goose.
no, it makes sense because there's none of them to answer anyway. You see?
So it makes no difference.
Yeah, exactly. So we just want to welcome everyone to our show. This is our, if you've never heard of us before, this is our show. I don't know what's going on right now.
Nah.
You know what we're talking about this week? We're going to cover some news, some riveting news.
Give us a peek at some of the articles that we're allowed to talk about.
I don't think we should do that.
Oh, really?
People will tune out and stop listening to the show.
All right.
We're going to cover some news. We're going to...
Well, just say what it's about. Be like, we got some news about, like, the Avengers Infinity War, or, like, the news about the Batman extended universe.
Okay. We got some...
Aunt May just had incest with Peter.
That's hot.
Yeah.
We got some news about Cagney and Lacey. We had some news about the Shakespeare series. I told you, you're the asshole that said to do it.
Nice.
You're the dick.
This is exciting.
You're the dick.
This is exciting. I love dick.
We're gonna cover some. I have several things to cover. We're gonna talk some Pacific Rim 2 this episode. That'll be cool.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna be reviewing the Ant-Mans, just the one of them. And before we do all that, let's tell you fuckers to go to our YouTube page, Breakroom BS, and subscribe to our YouTube page. And there's links to our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and SoundCloud on there. You should go on our Instagram. It's pretty funny. Gable's hilarious. Oh wait, and that was all.
All right.
I fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh wait, so we're gonna do news now?
Yeah, let's do the news. Here's the mail.
It's time for mailing news mail.
Mailing news.
Dude, we suck.
I had to change it so we don't get sued by the Blues Clues and Company.
Oh, how's that song go?
Here's the mail. We got mail. Yeah.
Did you just lie again so you wouldn't get sued again?
Yeah,
I tried to trick you.
Sued.
I tried to trick you.
I
That
don't
didn't
want
work.
to get sued.
You saw past my ruse.
I'm sitting on a fortune right now. I can't afford to get sued. Bless you.
Yeah, I don't have $100,000 to spare this month.
Dude, your tattoo came off very nicely. It looks like.
I scrubbed it.
It's still there.
I didn't want to break our no tattoo policy.
Oh yeah.
No visible tattoos. So we're gonna jump into some news here. Let's start off with Steven Spielberg confirmed that the Adventures of Tintin 2 is still happening.
Dude, I'm so excited.
Yeah. It's gonna have Peter Jackson directing it.
He did the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
This is true.
He also did Bad Taste. It was a great movie.
He did Bad Santa.
He did Bad Taste and The Frighteners.
He did not do Bad Santa.
He did The Frighteners.
Oh,
he also did Bad Santa.
Is The Frighteners the one that had
My hands are shaking.
The Frighteners are the one that they did like a remake like a few years ago.
No.
Oh, that's Fright Night. I'm thinking of Fright Night.
Yeah, Frighteners is the one that had Michael J. Fox in it.
Oh, you're shaking because he has Parkinson's.
That's not funny. Don't be a dick. You're being a dick.
It's pretty funny.
He seems like a nice guy. Don't make fun of him.
He's a cool guy.
He is. He's a cool feller. So yeah, that's happening. Adventures of Tintin 2. You excited for Ready Player One?
What is Tintin? I don't know.
Oh, it's this.
This is a sequel?
It's a cartoon dog.
The dog is Tintin, or the little kid with the fucked up hair is Tintin?
I can't answer that. I feel like it's probably the dog. If your mom named you Tintin, that's like kind of retarded, you know? It could be the old man, too. It's his nickname. Because he hits the bottle, you know, because he's a drunk.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Hugo. I was going to say, didn't Scorsese do the other movie? I think that's called like Hugo or something.
Hugo Weaving.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
You excited for Ready Player One, Gable?
I am actually excited for this one.
Yeah, me too.
Some good news that you're gonna deliver to us now.
All right, here we go. Let's see. Ving Rhames is cast in the Cagney and Lacey reboot.
What's a Cagney and Lacey? Is that like an element on the periodic table of elements?
It is Cagney and Lacey.
Cagney and Lacey and magnesium.
Banking on page
potassium
2.
And potassium and Gesium and
Gesium?
Gesium, yeah.
Gesium.
Cadmium and Lycium.
All of the info was on page 2.
You threw out page 2, didn't you? You dumb bastard.
You stupid bastard.
You stupid
No, I think he says dumb, you're right.
I think we've had this discussion before.
Probably on here too. Cagney and Lacey was like an old cop show on TV.
I was about to look up what the Cagney and the Lacey was.
It was just like a cop show, like a drama. Ving Rhames is cast as Captain Stark, the lead in the reboot. He joins Sarah Drew and Michelle Hurd, who were cast last week for the titular roles. I don't know what that means, titular.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
This is titty. I know that. I don't know what titty is.
You know what's even really funny about the word titties? What? If you replace the 2 middle T's with D's. Titties.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, but like looking at it and saying it is really funny. Titties.
Oh, titties.
Titties. I don't know why it's so funny.
Titties are great.
I find it funny.
That's pretty funny.
Sarah Jessica Parker to be Batman in the new DC Extended Universe. That sounds interesting.
Sarah Jessica Parker cast as a horse in anything she's in. Cast as a horse.
She is the horse version of the Batmobile.
She's the horse in the reboot of the movie Horse. It's going to be great. She plays Mr. Ed. All right. What else we got here? We got Jay Ali will be joining the cast of Marvel's Daredevil for its 3rd season.
Familiar.
He was in The Fosters and Darling Companion.
I didn't see either of those.
All right. He's set to play the role of Rahul Nadeem, an honest, ambitious FBI agent willing to go any length for his family.
What show is this?
Corny about that. Daredevil, season 3.
They're doing that?
You didn't know they're doing Daredevil?
They should just do Moon Knight.
They could.
They really could.
All right, let's get some insightful info from the executive producer of Daredevil.
Okay,
and then we'll be done.
Well, that's fine. I just make sure we didn't leave the topic.
Oh no,
we're good.
We are thrilled to welcome Jay into our stellar cast. His storyline and riveting performance will captivate our fans in the 3rd season of Daredevil. I'm sure that's all very honest and not bullshit. What were you saying?
Cagney and Lacey should be in the next Daredevil series.
Both of them?
Yes.
Ving Rhames is a big black man. You farted.
Yeah.
That smells really bad.
It's been bad all night.
It smells like whenever you open the fridge and there's bad food in there. It's like went bad over a couple weeks ago.
You're like, where is the food?
Yeah.
And then it's just some like lettuce that's stuck to the bottom of the vegetable drawer.
The food is Gable's ass. That's what the food is today.
Are you saying you're going to eat my ass?
I've already eaten your ass before. It's a good time.
I was going to say, my prediction for...
Don't blow it my way.
Asshole. I understand. That's the issue, isn't it?
Yeah, you're being a dick.
No, an asshole is more appropriate.
Like rotten potatoes or something.
My prediction, since this Disney streaming service is going to need a Marvel... probably a lot. I would assume that they'd also go for our live action Marvel.
I would think so.
Staple. That Moon Knight, I think, is going to be their first announcement.
That's a good prediction. Everyone remember that. Gable called it here. Gable predicted that one. Ready for some more news?
I'm a race car.
Okay, this isn't. I don't know why you're doing this. I don't know why you're doing this. You're tired and you're on drugs.
Why the fuck not?
That's a good point.
This is our show. We do what we want.
You're right. We don't have to be entertaining.
We have no rules.
Yeah.
We just have to have a good time.
We could sit here and not talk for 5 minutes and they can't do shit.
Now we can.
I guess they could turn it off.
We can play Pokemon Go.
Oh, wait,
okay, let's not get too carried away.
Get sued.
I'm promoting it. Pay us. Pay us.
Okay, I don't think that's how it works.
Not you guys. I meant Pokemon Go.
You know what I love driving is my brand new Corvette. I love it.
My brand new Corvette.
It's awesome. Now
please
give me one. They're gonna be like, don't you have one already?
Dude, it makes me think of the Rick and Morty thing with the fucking Nintendo 3DSs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that scene's fucking great.
You ever watch Wayne's World?
It's been... I think I did. It was one of those ones where I came home after school. It was on like Comedy Central, the censored version, and
I remember watching it way later after it came out, like in the 2000s or something. And I was watching, and I was like, dude, this movie was so ahead of its time in regards to the humor. Like they do stuff like that. They like show a product and be like, and we're talking about Pepsi, and they like show it on the stuff, and I was like, these jokes are like so good and ahead of its time.
I think marketing humor like that is. At least that joke specifically, I feel like that's something that's always been applicable.
Never.
Well, at least since when's that fucking industry get like the whole oversaturation of advertising got big? I'm gonna say like the 70s or 80s.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Well, whenever like advertising got in your face, like obviously advertising wasn't the same way back in the 40s.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't. I don't know.
I'm not going to talk about something I know nothing about. I'm going to move on.
I was going to say the ads have evolved over the years as we learned from South Park.
Yes, they have. South Park teaches us everything.
South Park Elementary.
You know what we should talk about? Josh Duhamel and Megan Fox are reuniting from their Transformers. These Transformers are reuniting in the comedy Think Like a Dog.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about that show that WWE was promoting.
No.
On USA.
No, they're cast as the parents in this film, which follows a 12-year-old tech prodigy whose science fair experiment goes awry, creating a telepathic connection between him and his furry friend Henry. That could be good.
Normally, animal transformation movies are so great. Look at like 9 Lives or The Shaggy Dog with Tim Allen.
That was a good one.
Or the original Shaggy Dog with some other guy who wasn't Tim Allen.
Homeward Bound was great.
I don't think that was a transformation.
It wasn't at all.
They just talk. They're just animals that talk.
They transformed into talking dogs.
Dude, I forget what part. I remember Ashley's sister had it on the one day. She was staying at our place and she had it on. And I forget what part it was, but I really wanted to cry, and that was like the only scene I watched in the movie.
Oh.
Are we thinking of the same one?
Was it the porcupine?
It was something that had to do with the. Oh, it's when they left the dog. They left the dog, and yeah.
Have
you seen this movie?
Time.
Okay, yeah. He like had to leave the dog there or something because they couldn't keep him in the apartment they were moving into, so he stayed on the farm.
Oh yeah,
and when they had to leave him behind, it was so sad.
Yeah, everyone cried, especially Gable.
I'm a little bitch when it comes to shit like that.
Why are you?
I spittled.
Don't you ever touch me again?
I spittled.
All right, guess what? Margaret Robbie is set to produce a female-focused Shakespeare series. The 10-part Shakespeare series will focus on the work of Bard from the female perspective.
What's the next one?
The Spice Girls will be reuniting for an animated film project with a superhero girl power theme. This is it. That's the last one.
This is the best you got?
Yeah.
God damn it, Smith.
This is all there was.
I'm going to find something good.
This is all there was.
I'm going to find something good. Give me a second. I'm going to find one good news article.
Do it.
I'm going to just this is Gable's pick news segment of the week. This is a new thing we're doing.
Jesus.
Gable gets to pick one news segment.
Better not be something we already reported. Better be some new breaking news. And it better not be the 50 articles I read about just from the set of Avengers Infinity War. This is happening. I was like, this is getting old.
Okay. I'm going to keep this in mind then.
All right. Breakroom
Top of the week.
Number 29.
All right, here we go. All right, we're going to take a look at the Shazam logo.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, this is dumb.
All right, guys. Look at it.
Visualize it.
It says Shazam in red letters. There's an exclamation point at the end. These are 3D modeled red letters. There's a lightning bolt in the background with a red outline on the lightning bolt.
It's in the middle.
It's in the middle, like behind the Z.
Yeah.
And then there's like this weird cloud with like more lightning coming off of it.
Oh,
it like centered behind it all.
That's pretty sweet.
And then the DC logo in red instead of blue is above the Shazam logo.
Shit.
Oh, Shazam.
Fuck my ass. Keep in mind, since there was no news, I picked the worst articles I could find.
I figured you did that on purpose. Yeah. I thought you were gonna have like a surprise stack of articles afterwards.
There was no really.
You don't have anything like that.
There was no really good news this week at all. It was and also, as I said before, we only had about 4 days worth of news we could look through.
All right, here's a picture of the Green Lantern.
Cool. There he is. This is breaking. This is breaking news.
He's green, so that's cool.
Oh, nice.
wait, here's one. Legends of Tomorrow, Matt Ryan to return as series regular in season 4.
Yeah, no one cares.
I don't know what that means.
That's why I didn't do that one either.
We're getting closer to Brian Michael Bendis' arrival at DC. He's going to be writing Superman.
Oh, that's exciting.
Uh-huh.
Is Superboy going to be in it?
I don't know. All I know is that every time I buy a DC comic, there's at least one. Yeah, well, there's one set of pages that are just blocked out. That has a picture of Superman. It says Bendis is coming, real big. Every issue.
He's coming.
Every issue.
Does it really do that?
In every DC comic I've bought in the last month, it's had that exact same ad in it.
Hopefully he doesn't suck.
Yeah. I mean, he's had good work on Marvel, so it's gonna be nice to see him with a new set of characters.
Yeah, hopefully he's good. Got anything else to add? Because that's all we got for news.
Nope.
I read some article that Monster causes cancer, like the energy drink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, it's not. There's going to be a lot of mad people.
Dude, everything causes cancer.
Ain't that the truth? Air
Air
causes lung cancer.
Breathing's really bad for you. It causes you to live with it, which will eventually cause death.
Dude, do you ever put your finger in your butt to make sure you don't have cancer? Isn't that a thing?
I do, but it wasn't to check to see if I had cancer.
That was just a side effect. That was just a nice little bonus.
I was like, while I'm in the area, I might as well stop in to see how things are doing.
see what the good news is. I have an idea. We're gonna play a new game here. Okay. Now you can't look. Okay.
I fucked up. I looked already.
You can't look, and I'm gonna read part of the back of a thing. You have to guess what movie this is, and we're doing it once. Are you ready?
Is this from your Blu-ray shelf or your DVD shelf?
This is from my DVD shelf at my house.
Okay.
Blank stars. Or I can't say the person's name. Blank stars in this hilarious comedy that scores a hole-in-one for gut-busting wit and outrageous slapstick.
The Tick.
No. Now a new special edition. This is a terrible description. Now a new special edition with never before seen bonus features co-starring blank, blank, and blank. What is it? Let me. It scores a hole-in-one.
Oh, it's Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. That's the worst description ever.
It's the only golf comedy I could think of.
Yeah. All right, that's it.
Well, it could have been Caddyshack, but I don't know.
Oh, we'll do one more. Hold on, just do one more.
Okay.
This is the last one. Okay, hold on. Okay.
Can you hear me when I have my head down like this?
Not as well. Okay. Disc 1, full screen presentation. English and French, Dolby Digital. There's no description on this fucking movie.
Which one was it? Let me see.
Spider-Man.
Oh.
Right, let me do another one that's not superhero and not related. Okay, the follow-up to Batman Begins. The Dark Knight reunites director. I fucked up. Last one. Okay, here we go. In a world where criminals rule the streets, evil has finally met its match. There's a new protector of the weak and oppressed. The hilarious,
It's the Tick.
non-disclosed color defender of goodness known as the blank. What is it?
It's the Tick.
You got it. You nailed it, dude. All right, we're done. This is the greatest segment of all time. Wait, why'd you keep your head down an extra long amount of time? Like if I take a quick nap, you won't notice. Oh, fuck.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about going on break. We're taking a break.
All right. Well, since you brought up Dark Knight, the Dark Knight, I was just thinking before we started recording, do I like the Dark Knight better or Logan? And I'm pretty sure it's Logan.
Yeah, I think I'd say Logan too. The Dark Knight is really fucking good though.
It is, dude. It was a hard one. It was a hard one.
Yeah, I'd probably say Logan. Logan is far more emotional.
Yeah, I'm able to cry for Logan.
I didn't cry when the Joker was just swinging around.
No, you're
right.
Like,
this is so sad.
Whenever they turn that cross to the X, dude,
some people might argue the point that since fucking douche McNeil or whatever died, it's a really sad movie when you watch it because you're like this. Oh god. Okay, I'm better. What's his name died?
In which movie?
The actor that played Joker, Heath Ledger. They're like, oh, this is Heath Ledger's last big performance. It's so sad. Blah blah blah. Like I don't care though. I really don't give a fuck.
He was in another movie. Well, another movie came out after. It's like Mr.
Yeah, the one with
Wonder
Johnny
Emporium or something. I don't think
Depp
was in that.
Yeah, you're wrong. Something Emporium's to Weird Head's face. Yeah.
Mr. Magnesium's Power Magnesium.
Mr. Magnesium's Justoniums or whatever. Yeah, I mean, everyone was all sad when Paul Walker, after that fucking Furious movie, everyone was crying.
Doesn't make the movie good.
It doesn't improve it at all. No. All right. So we're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a commercial break with no commercials, and we'll be right back.
Please give us a Corvette.
Yes. Pika. Oh, we're back. Oh, wait. You're ready, right?
Hold on. Yeah.
He's doing a Pikachu. Oh, my fucking maid. Hold on. I think she went back to Venezuela. We're good now. That's what. I swear. She's renting from there. All right.
She lives in your closet.
All right, everyone. We're back.
It's not even a very big closet.
No, it's a small closet.
Yeah, she has to stand up when
well, plus I have stuff stored in there too. I didn't take it out. I need my storage space.
She sleeps standing up
right next to the vacuum.
Behind the coats.
Yeah. Behind the coat rack. Alright, so I think Gable's on drugs. You okay? Oh, dude, he just pooped. He fucking pooped. He fucking pooped. Alright.
Oh,
well,
what are we
burp
doing?
even smells. It's time for this week's Real Bullshit. Do you have anything interesting to talk about?
All
right, I'll go first.
Yeah.
So the first thing I want to mention is I watched a Michael Moore joint called Capitalism: A Love Story. I think I told you to watch it.
Yeah. I didn't know it was a Michael Moore one.
Yeah. Dude, the whole movie. Okay, here's just one thing one specific thing for the movie. I'm just like, man, this is crazy. So, did you know that big corporations, a lot of the Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Walmart does this too.
Don't tell me that they're corrupt.
No, none of them.
Oh, okay.
They have this thing that amongst themselves when they talk about it in the business, they call it dead peasants insurance. That's the name of this insurance, keep in mind.
This is like a real thing.
This is a real thing.
Legitimate name for it.
It's like in legal documents, it references as dead peasants. It's not like the actual legit name. That's just what they kind of call it.
Yeah.
And what it is if an employee dies, Walmart gets a lot of money because they died because of this insurance.
I don't understand.
Walmart basically has insurance policies on their employees, and if their employee dies, it has nothing to do with Walmart. They just die, they get a lot of money because they have this insurance on them. No one else gets this money. Like there's an example in the movie I was watching where this woman, I don't know which company it was, her husband worked for him. Her husband died, right? She didn't get any money or anything, and she's fucking struggling. The company ended up getting, after all was said and done, $5 million worth of money from the insurance company for this guy dying.
I'm guessing the family didn't get anything.
They didn't get any of it.
That's insane.
How is it? And I'm like, how is it legal to take out insurance on people if they die? I can't just take out insurance on Gable in case he dies.
What the fuck?
I know. I was
trying to wrap my brain around it.
It's freaking crazy, dude. I immediately went online and looked up where we work to see if they have it, and they don't. And I was like, well, that's cool.
Oh, you can look it up?
Yeah, there's a list of different companies that do it, which I guess they don't I guess it's kind of just leaked over time because none of them was like, hey, we do this. You know what I mean?
Dude, I want to get a list going right now.
There was in the movie, there was a website you go to where you could look at a list of all the different companies that do it. But dude, it was the whole movie. It was really, really cool. Just talking about corporations and they cover in depth the whole I don't know if you remember when we were in the recession and all the banks and shit were going bankrupt and they had this huge $700 billion buyout. And the corporation's got all this money. I don't know if you remember any of that happening.
Vaguely.
But it talks about all that, and it's just ridiculous, dude. Just the stuff that happens. It's definitely worth watching. I definitely recommend it.
This is a big list.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm still scrolling. My God. This is on my phone, too, so it scrolls a lot.
Yeah. It's a lot of like really big companies have it.
Oh no.
Who is it?
Oh no.
Walt Disney. Yeah, I saw Disney on there too.
That hurts me.
It injures you.
Why, Disney? Why?
Yeah, it's no big deal. Whatever. They just get money if
they're like other people are doing it, so we're getting.
Well, yeah. I mean, if they can do it, whatever. It's fucking shady as fuck, but whatever.
I mean, if that causes us to get better CGI in Infinity Wars, then that's fine.
Dude, what if Walmart's like, we're hurting for profit this quarter? Let's have a giant meeting and just kill everyone that goes there.
Let's have a gauntlet. We're only 50% of our staff makes it out.
They're all just gonna fight to the death so we can make some money.
It's a fucking gauntlet day.
But dude, I definitely recommend watching the movie. It's a really cool watch. So yeah,
are you talking about the Infinity Watch again?
Yeah. What?
Infinity Watch.
Capitalism, a love story.
A watch. That's a good watch. I get it.
A good watch to watch. A good movie to watch. Yeah. So what do you got? You got anything?
I was telling you earlier. I finally cracked open the Moon Knights your cousin gave me.
Oh yeah.
I told you I'm not even like just saying this to like be nice, but like it was they're really good. It might be my favorite comics I've read. Like. At least in the last few years.
Damn, that's saying something.
That's since I like started reading like Deadpool and all that stuff too.
Yeah, so you definitely recommend this shit,
dude. I'm only 4 issues in, and I was telling you they're in. At least the first 4 issues were anthology issues. Like they're all different crime stories that Moon Knight was going around doing.
Yeah.
The last one I read was about a guy who you're gonna make fun of my testing again or whatever it was called, the trial testing.
I was being a douche. That's what it is.
I couldn't remember the word for trial testing, and yeah, Dave was being a dick about it.
You don't need to say testing. It's just trials.
Trial test. Well, this guy was doing a trial test on.
It's gonna keep calling it trial.
Whatever.
Test
he was doing trials on some sort of like sleep medicine or something, and he called Moon Knight's help to figure out why all the patients were having these violent outbreaks and all had this exact same dream occurrence where they would like see some guy and they would wake up being all violent and whatnot, and they'd have to be rushed to the hospital. And Moon Knight's like, all right, well, I'm just gonna sleep here where you had them do the trials, and I'm gonna see what happens. And there's like this real nice like 10 straight pages of him in this dream sequence, and everything looks like a fucking acid trip, and just like the artist really got to explore what he could do on those 10 pages. So that was really cool to see.
Like a lot of like stuff to look at and just different unique images.
Yeah, I think the writer was Warren Ellis, and the artist had a really weird name. Like I think it's Declan Shavley or something. Declan Shavley. But it ended up being that like for this one it ended up being that the guy who was doing the trials, one of his first trial patients who was doing it by himself, died, and he didn't want the trial to get discontinued, so he hid the body under the floors, and there was some fungal infection that the new patients were breathing in the spores, and that's how they were able to contact this guy. This guy was contacting them through his dreams.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, his dead person dreams.
Yeah. His dead person dreams.
Yeah, it was. You would say that's very X-File-y, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely got that vibe from it whenever I was reading it. Real cool story, and it's 10 sparkle dogs all the way.
Oh my.
All the way.
Nice.
All the way.
Nice.
So are we going to join together here for this one, or?
Let me do one more and then we'll do that.
Okay.
I've been watching this new show on Netflix I found called Encounters with Evil. And basically every episode covers a different type of like serial killer. Like there's one just about like psychopaths, there's one about like kidnapped killers, there's one about cannibals and stuff like that. If you're into watching stuff like this, it is fucking amazing. Like I love like they're so in depth. Like they talk about Dahmer in one pretty in depth. They talk about the there was this whole thing in Germany where this guy he put in an ad in a paper that he was looking for someone to eat, and this dude responded to the ad saying that he wanted to be eaten. And they met, and the dude just like let him fucking cut his dick off, and they both tried eating it. Dude, it's fucking nuts. This shit
is this a series or just a long?
It's like a documentary series. It's like 10 episodes.
Okay, what's this on Netflix? You said?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. So I have like 3 more episodes to go in it, and I've just been putting it on while I do stuff, and it's just really cool. I love it. All right, so what are we gonna do now? So we're gonna talk some Pacific Rim 2 Uprising.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else. I'm just keeping up with the normal stuff like the Superstore and did I review Superstore in here?
Yeah.
Superstore and Ash vs. the Evil Dead.
Yeah. You said you started season 3 of that.
Season 3 is dope.
Yeah. So Pacific Rim 2, what'd you think?
I was a huge fan of the first one. Real big fan. That would be one of my 10 sparkle dogs that I've had. Going into this one, I had high expectations. I was a little scared being that Guillermo del Toro wasn't directing this one.
Yeah.
I think they still had him on as a producer, but
yeah, he was listed. But that could also just be a bunch of bullshit where they just put their name.
Yeah. They probably just kept him around like, hey, you want to still be involved with this even though we don't want you directing?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was a little nervous going into this one. Overall, I think they did a fantastic job transitioning without him. Can I start off with my rating just to give you?
Yeah, sure.
I'd give it a 9. It was still really fun to watch. The only critiquing that I'll get out of the way here is that because it wasn't Guillermo del Toro, I feel like we didn't get the unique design that we would get from him for a lot of the kaiju or even the Jaegers in this. And then like in the first movie, like each of the like kaiju, like maybe this just I learned them in time, but like they kind of had their own like character to them. I want to say like they're very memorable. Like I'd be like, oh, that one was Leatherback or that one was Knifehead or something. They kind of had some unique traits, and there's like stuff that stuck out to me whenever they named them and stuff. Or even with the Jaegers, the people were very attached to their Jaegers, and the only Jaeger I can really recall is the Gypsy Avenger. Yeah. Oh, and the built one was
Scrapper.
Scrapper, I love Scrapper.
I mean, I definitely see what you're saying with the Jaegers. Maybe the kaiju in this one, the reason is they weren't really like a big focus up until closer to the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean
that could be why too. It wasn't as
it like I was saying, it's still a 9 out of 10 for me. Like these aren't things that like drastically hurt the movie. I'm just saying this movie was great. It does a lot. It's great for the same reasons the first one's great. However, the first one still does it better, and it still has that Guillermo del Toro touch on it. But I would, if you were a first one, I highly recommend going to see this one.
Yeah, I like the first one. I don't remember what I gave the first one, 7 or 8, one of the two, something like that. I don't remember what I gave the first one.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Well, this one gets whatever I gave the first one because I basically if I was forced to choose, I like this one a little bit more than the first one. Let's see. I thought one thing I thought was really funny was one of the main issues I had with the first one they like completely rectified in this one. Remember how in the first one I was complaining how at the end of it there was no big build and no big climax? It was just like, cool, it's more of the same 3 kaiju.
I had that exact same thing in mind whenever I was watching this. I'm like, I hope they do this differently.
Yeah, and then,
for Dave's sake.
They were like, they had 3 of them. They're like, fuck you, one giant ass. And now I'm like, nice.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Dude, that battle at the end was really badass.
Yeah, that was really cool. It seemed like it ended really abruptly for me. I don't know, I like whenever like movies kind of have like it kind of ends and then there's kind of like a book, like not a book ending, but like it kind of ties up the characters. Mm-hmm. This one kind of had somewhat of an abrupt ending. They were just like, they finished the battle, they're laying the stone, just like kind of ended. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They didn't go back, they didn't have like a prologue. Is that the epilogue?
Yeah, epilogue. Yeah.
I really enjoy epilogues. I like the post-credit tease was really cool. Like teasing that the next one is going to be them going after the...
We're coming to them.
Yeah, that was cool.
I'm excited for it. It kind of was an announcement that there is going to... As long as this one does well, that they're going to have a second one. And I'm not only excited for this to do well for the sake of the Pacific Rim franchise, but these giant mech monster fights, these movies doing well, helps the possible the possible sequel for the Power Rangers movie as well, just because they're so similar in genre.
Yeah, they definitely are. Dude, I really enjoyed the direction they took Charlie Day's character.
Oh, dude! Like,
I thought that was really
it was
cool.
weird. Like I like kind of like guessed it, and then I was like, oh well, he's just weird. So,
dude, when I was like, what the fuck? And I was like,
when he was hooking up, doing the
Alice, whenever he was
hooking up with Alice there.
Yeah. I mean, because it's cool because like. That's something where, like, I mean, people liked his character in the first one. They could have just kept his character in the second one and just made it kind of the same thing. They're like, no, fuck that. They just did something completely different with him and made it vital to the story. I liked that they did that.
I was really surprised at how much I liked the heel turn with his character.
Yeah.
What do you think of John Boyega's character? See what I did there, John Boyega?
I liked him. I liked his character. I don't know. I just can't understand British accents very well sometimes. Sometimes when he would talk, I'm like, what did he say? I always have subtitles on when I watch everything, so it probably spoils me.
Yeah, I mean, the accent, I like that they had him be the star of this, even though it was kind of weird that there was no mention of him in the first movie.
Yeah.
I do like how they had his son and they did match him up with like the accent and everything.
Well, dude, when I was watching, I was like, I want to watch the first one again because I was like, was this dude in the first one and I forgot or something? Because like, it wasn't at all, I guess, right?
It was his dad.
Yeah, but I'm saying I didn't know if his kid was in the first one. I forgot.
Oh no, it was straight up Mako.
Did they even mention that he had a kid in it?
I'd be really surprised if they did.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, but I mean, it wasn't a big deal.
There were some nice Easter eggs throughout this movie too. Did you notice that the original Gypsy Danger toy sitting on the table whenever at the beginning of the movie when he went into the bunker where Scrapper's at?
Yeah. I'm gonna feel like I picked up none of these because I only watched the first one once.
The only other there are only two I had listed. The other one I had listed was I'm gonna have to rewatch it again to be like 100% certain, but I'm really sure that the statue outside of the one building is a Mobile Suit Gundam, which is one of the first animes that made the mech.
Yeah, I know what
the
that
mech
is.
thing big.
Yeah. Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was one of the statues in there, though. Like I said, I'd have to go back because it could just be one that looks similar to.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't surprise me if they did that. Scrapper, one of my favorite parts of this movie was Scrapper, especially at the beginning of the movie. It was real cool the way he maneuvered, and I wish we would have got more of him, to be honest. Yeah. But it was really cool how he maneuvered through the city. He looked like one of the I don't know if did you have Bionicles at all, or at least aware of Bionicles?
I know what they are.
Yeah, he looked identical to the Bionicles that used to roll up in a ball because he did that a lot in this movie, and he even moved the same way that they did.
Good for him, you know.
Yeah. Let's see. It was really cool seeing Mako come back in this movie. It was a nice tie-in to the other movie. In addition to Charlie Day's character.
Yeah.
I can't remember the other guy's name. The guy with the cane.
I don't remember either, yeah.
I do hope we get to see what happened, because there was no mention, because Mako and Charlie Hunnam's character ended up together at the end of the other movie. Yeah. So I'm not sure what really happened there. There wasn't really mention of it in this movie.
No.
I have a lot of notes, and I know you have none.
My. Yeah, I didn't take notes.
Let's see. No, we already went over some of this stuff already.
Monster. You're a monster.
There were some cool gadgets on some of them. Some of the Jaegers that I liked. For example, the earlier on one of the first battles, the one Jaeger can like magnetize a whole bunch of junk together.
Yeah. They used it later
throw
too.
As a ball. Yeah, it was really cool.
And he was pulling all the buildings towards it.
Yeah, if I was designing a robot, I would not think of that.
Yeah.
If I was making this movie, so that was a really cool thing, really different and unique. I did expect there to be a Lost in the Drift moment where at some point they'd be drifting and someone would chase the rabbit, as they said in the first movie.
Oh yeah.
I think this one was a really good one, but ended up being kind of funny in a way.
Whenever they got stomped.
He got stepped on.
Yeah.
It was almost comical, like the way, at least how it was shot.
You're just a sick person.
Dude.
I thought it was sad. I was like, oh. You're like,
I mean, it was like one of those things where I gave a chuckle and I'm like, oh, that sucks.
You're just like, yeah, you got crushed.
It was just so comical because it was just like an out of picture foot that came down out of nowhere and just stepped on them.
And then you left and just started like beating kids because you thought it was funny. You're like, fuck kids.
Newt twist. We already did that.
I did like how they really made it seem like insanely overly obvious when like that Jaeger showed up. I was like, all right, this Jaeger's here because that bitch wants her drones to take over and run everything. So she's making this Jaeger do it, and that wasn't like they did a twist. That's what it wasn't. What it was.
They did a really good job at setting up the faux storyline.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's where I'm a little confused, and you're better at movie details than I am, so I'm going to ask you if you remember by any chance. So when they blew up the rift, I assume that the planet on the other side got blown up. So how are there still things coming out of the rift and being opened again? Unless it's just another planet of the same colony.
Fuck, I have to watch the first one again.
Yeah,
They sent a missile through, didn't they?
They sent a missile through, and I thought that like killed everything. I thought you start to see like everything explode. But I mean, if they're like colony planets and there's multiple of the same, you know what I mean?
I mean, it could be.
That's the only thing I could think of because, from my understanding, they blew everything up.
Yeah, in my head, I think I was just thinking that they just sealed the rift. But now that you mention it, yeah, I'd have to watch the end of that again, the end of the last one.
Let's see. I think I got through all these notes pretty well. Yeah, the last thing I have to say is, I'm a big fan of whenever there's like a callback or like a symmetrical.
Like something's set up and it pays off later, maybe?
Yeah. Well, there was definitely set up with her drift at the end of the movie whenever she had to jump out of the Jaeger that was crashing. I thought that was a really nice callback to earlier on whenever they had her lost in the drift moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my that's the reason for my 9 Sparkle Dog review.
I give whatever I gave the first one.
Yeah, same thing.
You guys just have to go back and listen to that episode.
# same.
Yeah.
Are we done?
Yeah, I think we're done with the real bullshit for this week.
All right, well, that's it. So make sure you guys come back for our review next week of the Guardians of the Ant-Man.
That's not even a real movie.
No, it's not.
It should be. We're going to take a break. We're going to take a break and we're going to be back with our Ant-Man review.
Really?
We're back. We're back again. You guys can just disregard what you heard Gable say. Do not. It didn't even happen. I was not recording.
You had me tricked.
He said some bad things about his wiener, and we do not need that stuff on air. Let me tell you that right now.
It was like, Hulk Hogan, you get away from my wiener.
What? You take that camera and you go film someone else's wiener, Hulk Hogan. It doesn't make any sense.
You get the fuck out of here with some other guy's wife, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
there's no adultery in this room.
No, it's not. It's not allowed. Okay, let's.
Our show sucks.
It's really awful.
It's so great.
It's really awful, dude. I was listening to that Bruce Pritchard show I listen to every week. You know how long their run sheet or their run sheet is for this last episode they did? How many pages their run sheet is? 61.
How many?
61.
Oh wow, that's a lot. I think
we got one.
Ours is 1, and I still think it's too long.
61 pages.
We need to get a new format. Like we'll have the segment where we read the winning lottery numbers for the day, and then that's it.
That's a good idea.
That's it.
I think
we're done.
If our run sheet was 61 pages, we would have episodes that were 16 hours. We would have episodes that were 16 months long.
61 months long.
It would take forever. What is wrong with your ball?
Doing some scratching.
Oh. Scratching the old ball sack area.
The sackometer.
You know what it's time for? It's time for our MCU marathon to continue.
What did I say, Hulk? Get out of here, Hulk Hogan.
What was his name? Bulk Bogan?
Bulk Bogan. Bulk Bogan's trying to grab my wiener.
Oh, she's gonna be here eventually.
Oh boy.
Don't you worry. Barry Bolea.
Bulk ammonia is bunning biled on boob.
On boob. On boob. Alright.
There's a lot going on there.
WWE's gonna sue us for just being fucking lame. What are we doing? We're doing Ant-Man. You ready to review the Ant-Man?
I watched a different movie this week.
What did you watch?
I watched Ant Boy.
Oh!
That's a real movie if you've gone to Walmart.
Is it?
Dude, there's like a whole series of Ant Boy movies. I'm not even kidding.
You just sit at night and you're like ready to jerk off and just like, what are movies that have boy in the title? You're like, I gotta search for this. That was inappropriate.
There's too many notifications and it's pissing me off. Look at all those red dots. It's pissing me off.
Oh, I'm so popular. I'm Gable.
Everyone
wants me to watch their video on YouTube. I'm so popular. Everyone loves me.
My mommy loves me. How do I get to my Ant-Man notes?
My dad never beat me. I'm Gable. I'm cool.
All right, let's go to Ant-Man.
Never molested by a dog. I'm so cool. Wait, what are we doing? Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
All right, so we're going to be reviewing Ant-Man. Let's get to the synopsis. Forced out of his own company by former protege Darren Cross, Dr. Hank Pym recruits the talents of Scott Lang, a master thief just released from prison. Lang becomes Ant-Man, trained by Pym, and armed with a suit that allows him to shrink in size, possess superhuman strength, and control an army of ants. The miniature hero must use his new skills to prevent Cross, also known as Yellow Jacket, from perfecting the same technology and using it as a weapon for evil.
I have a really fun idea.
What is it?
Let's trade notes.
Wait, that's a kind of a fun... I want to understand the notes I'm reading. You're going to be like, this is what it's like to be Dave? It all makes so much sense.
We're going to do this for a movie, and I'm not sure what, but it's not going to be this one.
Okay. You have to make your notes like mine, though.
Okay.
They have to be thought out and make sense and be logical.
That's not fun, though.
That's not what I mean.
That's not the fun part.
That came out wrong.
That's not the fun part, though.
Wait, what's the fun part?
That you won't be able to figure out. You'll just read like really out of context sentences and be like, I don't know what this is supposed to mean.
I'm totally down for this.
But we won't do it for a Marvel one. I'm saying we'll do it. We'll do it for like some bullshit movie, and then we'll just put it in the what's that one segment we do? The real bullshit. We'll put it in the real bullshit.
I am 100% down with this plan.
All right.
Yeah, and don't go out of your way to make them worse than normal.
No, I mean I might have like a funny note like aimed at you, but that's about it.
Okay, just don't talk about my wiener. All right, so I think that as it always does, the Michael Douglas de-aging looked great.
Thought before I lose it.
Oh.
I'll let you decide when we do it. Just don't tell me. I guess we'll have to review the same movie, huh? That would make it hard.
Wait, what?
I was gonna say if you don't tell me, I can't like fudge the notes.
Well, I mean, I just won't tell you until after we're ready to review it, and we'll just swap.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you're like, we have to review the same movie. I didn't know what you were talking about when you said.
Well, what if? Okay, we'll start the movie.
Oh, okay, and go. Ant-Man is Michael Douglas. The de-aging looked really good. I like the de-aging of Michael Douglas.
I didn't even notice.
Really?
Yeah. I've heard people talking about it. I'm not doubting that it's there. I just didn't notice.
You think he looked the same as he did later in the movie, you mean?
Just didn't notice.
He looked way younger.
He probably did. I'm not doubting it. I'm just saying I didn't notice.
There's no probably.
It didn't stick out to me.
Oh, he did. Peggy looked older.
Peggy looked older for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Michael Pena. Not funny.
Yeah, you don't like him.
No, I don't.
You're
I'm not a fan. Don't get me wrong. There are some jokes in this movie that I did enjoy from him. I think there was one when he punched a guy in the face at the what is it, like it's a building that they went to.
I don't know.
It's a science lab.
Pym Laboratories.
The Pym Lab building.
Yeah, we'll go.
Whenever they're in the Pym Lab building, and he punches someone, that was funny because he said something funny, but that's about it. Yeah, we'll keep with the same pace here. I don't want to jump too far ahead.
Oh, cool! You just jumped really far ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I like that you find out Scott went to jail for a Robin Hood type crime. So you kind of off the bat, you know, he's not like a total dick and has somewhat of a good moral compass.
He is a good guy.
Yeah. What was he? He like went to some company was robbing from people, so he broke in and gave all their money back to him, something like that.
Yeah, he's taking on the big corporations.
Yeah. Something about Cross wiping up a dude off the floor and flushing him down the toilet is just kind of fucked up. You know, the part in the bathroom, he just sits him with his ray gun and he just like puts him on a fucking toilet paper, and I'm like, dude, that was a guy.
Yeah. He was something.
He was.
I mean, I did get the impression that he was like an evil dickbag, but I don't know.
Tying into that, the experiment with the lamb was really fucking silly. I'm like, let's make sure we have the cutest animal possible, so when he kills it, he's gonna look like even more of a dickhole. I'm like,
it's like, yeah, I see what you guys are doing there.
Yeah, you're really on the nose with that one.
I mean, the thing about like, I'm not like saying like that like. Even Ronan or like who was the other one? The dark elf or whatever.
Yeah,
Malekith or Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that like they had like such like depth, like in depth, like fucking. Well, I didn't like Malekith, so that's a bad example. I'm not saying that they had like such in depth fucking characters, but like even when I'm watching this movie, I'm like I'm not sure why Yellow Jacket's mad because him and Hank Pym are not partners anymore, and I don't like I didn't fully understand like where his aggression was coming from.
He's just a dick.
He's just a dick. Yeah, I mean,
he's just a Lex Luthor dick.
Sometimes there just isn't like a explanation for it, I suppose.
He's just a dick. He's not a nice man.
The suits still look cool at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Yellow Jacket.
Yeah.
Okay, I really do think the movie is funny, and I like the humor in the movie, but there are definitely parts that are really stupid. They get ruined because the humor is used in serious moments where it shouldn't be, and it's out of place.
There were like the okay, hold on. There's I'm gonna take a break here. I'm gonna take a breather. You go.
Oh, cool. I just did.
Okay. So the humor, there's just moments where there's a comic relief moment on top of a comic relief moment. Like, for example, at the end, whenever they're doing the fight, and then the Thomas the Train thing happens, where it's just like it backs out and it's just like a quiet like little toy train falling over. I laugh at that, and then it cuts away to like Michael Pena being like, "Oh, can't go this way. Back it up. Backing up." I'm like, I just had a comic relief moment. I don't need another one.
You're saying there's too much humor in it for you.
It's just, it's not that, I don't know. Because, I mean, the other movies like Ragnarok and Guardians 2, they still have too much humor, but I'm still able to, like, give them high fucking super high fucking ratings in comparison to, like, an average movie. This one, it was... I don't know. There wasn't enough.
You sure it wasn't because it was just Michael Pena that doing that one?
It may be, dude. It might
you
even
just
be.
seem to not like him.
I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah.
Dude, if I see Michael Pena in a movie, I'm gonna try to step away from it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think there was only like a handful of moments where they ruined things they shouldn't have. And to me, those moments were big deals. Because it's supposed to be a big dramatic moment, they're just like, haha. I'm like, no, stop it.
Yeah, we're Paul Rudd's like, I ruined the moment. It's like, yes, you did.
Yeah, you did.
You sure fucking did.
It's not funny that you're saying it either.
Yeah, it's not making it better.
Yeah, like and I think it's a big deal they did that. But other than those handful of moments, I don't have a problem with the rest of the humor in the movie. Like, I mean, it's not like I'm gonna sit there. And you're not supposed to sit there and laugh at every joke. Like, if I'm watching Rick and Morty, I think it's fucking hilarious, but I'm not laughing at every joke. There's still several jokes I'm just like, that's funny, but I'm not going to laugh at it. But I think the humor in the movie's good. Your hatred of Michael Pena is definitely going to affect that because that's his whole point is to be funny.
It's one thing if the humor if it's not funny, but it's another thing whenever the jokes they're making are annoying me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I didn't. Sometimes I don't even think I like T.I. in this movie. Like I didn't really like any of those 3 other characters that were part of his little robbing group.
Yeah, see, I like T.I. I like his music.
I mean, I did like Michael Douglas. Apparently, he has the superpower to like punch people in the face really hard.
Yeah. He's just not a pussy.
That might be like a secret hidden Easter egg to how he's abusive towards women.
Oh yeah, he's a dick in the comics. He likes to beat them women's.
Dude, but I don't know what it is. Just some of the jokes, like, not only did they not make me laugh, but they went out of their way to annoy me too. Like another example was the Baskin Robbins always finds out joke. That was the it's not ripe joke for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember,
I know you're talking about from Guardians.
And then the backing up joke was the Pac-Man joke for me.
The backing up joke, I could definitely see. I'm like, this is going on a little long.
Yeah.
I could definitely see how that would annoy someone. The Baskin Robbins ones I had fine with, but the backing up one, I can definitely see how that would annoy someone. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, other than that, for me, it wasn't too bad. They just need to edit out Michael Pena for you. I feel like that would have significantly helped it for you if all his jokes were just gone.
Just take out all the merry men, all of Robin Hood's merry men.
That was a great reference.
I'm out of them.
That was a great reference you just made.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm very proud of that.
Nice little Easter egg for some of the original Marvel comics, and probably, if I had to guess, it's probably what Ant-Man premiered in is the Tales to Astonish.
Oh yeah,
whenever they're going over the old war film.
Whenever they mentioned that, I was like, that sounds like the Marvel comics, but I'm not going to look into this. And I just moved on because I was like, I'm not going to make a note.
Yeah,
you had it covered.
It was cool. The first time that he was testing out the suit and shrunk in the shower, that was a really fun scene. A lot of the time, they kind of drove the point home that he was small, and I mean, I guess it's kind of the draw of the movie, so they had to. But there are some times where I'm like, I get it, he's small. I get it.
For me, I have a note in here that I thought that like all of the shrinking and growing effects looked really good.
Yeah,
and I thought, and especially like when he's small and there's giant environments, like. I mean, it's you just kind of watching like, oh, whatever. But if you think about it, when someone's trying to create that, it's like, how big is like a thimble to scale? You know what I mean?
It's
like
an interesting thing to think about how even stuff like water just affects you.
And I thought that all the giant environment stuff was really cool looking when he was tiny. I thought they did a great job of not making a lot of his fighting when he was small and that stuff come off as just fucking silly. Because whenever you hear like, oh, cool, it's Ant-Man, he's going to run around like an ant and beat people up, it can come off as really fucking silly. I thought they did a good job of not making it seem silly.
Yeah. I don't understand. What don't I understand? Yeah, I don't. Okay, if he's so good at not getting caught, I think he should have been able to avoid not getting caught whenever he put the suit back.
Oh yeah, when what's her name caught the cops on him.
Yeah, I mean, if he's that good, he still shouldn't have been able to gotten caught.
Yeah.
And how'd she know he was going to even bring the suit back?
I have a note about that actually.
It's just a weird thing to think about, you know.
I have a note. The fact that Scott returned the suit was always stupid to me. Like, so you need money to the point where you're going to rob this place and you find a priceless suit that shrinks you and makes you super strong, and you're like, this freaks me out. I'm going to return it. Why don't we just fucking keep it?
Yeah.
You have a priceless suit,
you could
bro.
Sell it.
Do something. I was like, why would he? That always I thought was dumb that he took it back.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, it's one of those things that you always say. If there's just like a line of dialogue that would probably explain it, then you're just like, okay, I can roll with it. But like, it's just really weird that even if he is so good at breaking in the fucking places, why isn't he able to just even think about like just walking by, just be like, all right, in your yard,
just toss it
in your yard. There you go.
Yeah. I really liked the newspaper Easter egg on the trolley where it said who's to blame for Sokovia. That was kind of cool.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, like someone's reading a paper, and I remember seeing it before and I watched it, but I paused it just so I could write down what it said. So I was like, that's kind of a nice little hint to Civil War because, you know, who's to blame for it, and it's kind of a little bit of... So I thought that was kind of cool. I never really picked up on this before, how Hank says that, and I guess maybe it's just common, I didn't think about it, that the suit's helmet protects the brain from the shrinking process in the formula, so you can't just use any suit. Like, you can't just build a fucking suit and use it. It's going to fuck with your head and make you go insane. I never really thought about that. Like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, he's building all these Yellow Jacket suits, but you can't just build suits because that specific suit, the way he designed it, protects his brain and shit like that. So that was kind of cool.
Do you think that's what happens with Yellow? I mean, there is kind of a line where they drop that with the Yellow Jacket.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really... And at the time, it seemed like a desperation thing for her to shout out, though. You know what I mean?
Whenever they said that, I noticed throughout watching the movie, there might even have been 2 lines about, like, something about, like, someone even said something to him whenever they were talking to him. They were like, it's affecting your mind. I think whenever the scene when they were whenever Ant-Man was trying to steal the suit, the small suit, I think in that scene, whenever he had the gun, he was going to shoot Michael Douglas. There was a line of dialogue in there where they were like, dude, it's affecting your head. And I never really picked up on it before until I noticed.
Dude, if they... See, that would have made the movie so much better for me. If they could have driven that insanity home and made it a real point of the movie and just make him seem like he's mad with fucking power.
Yeah. You would have liked the villain more.
I probably would have liked the villain more.
But the issue I have with it is it's like he just figured out how to use the stuff on people.
Yeah.
How many times could he have possibly used it already? You know what I mean? Like...
They could have wrote that in longer. That he's been using it longer.
Yeah, they could have done something with it for sure. I really liked Scott's line. It made me laugh when he goes, I think our first move is to call the Avengers because it makes sense. And it's funny, like, why aren't they just calling the Avengers?
I would agree with this.
And then Michael Douglas, and dude, that's a perfect example. There was one line of dialogue. He's like, I don't want Stark to get a hold of this tech. I spent all this time keeping out of a Stark's hand. I'm not going to let him get it. Like, he just is paranoid and doesn't trust him. Yeah. All right, that explains it right there.
It doesn't explain why Falcon. This is a world where the Avengers exist and have saved the world multiple times. Why, if a guy who has the ability to shrink down in a suit comes up to you, he's like, "Hey, I need this because we didn't come off to him, but he's like, hey, I need this to save the world." You're just like, all right, well, I'm gonna arrest you. So
yeah, when I was watching it, I kind of had that same thought, but for some reason, for me, the fact that he was just trying to steal it from him, I'm like, all right, I guess maybe Falcon thinks this could be something shady. You know what I mean? Because he's just trying to take some tech. And I don't know if you're just going to want to hand over. I mean, it could be a bad guy trying to take it.
I mean, it's not something.
I had that same thought.
It's not something that I normally would dwell on, but since we're reviewing it and I'm taking notes, it's like for me analyzing it, it just kind of seems odd.
I enjoyed that whole sequence with I like the whole Falcon Ant-Man stuff. Yeah, I thought that stuff was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was cool to see him get tied in with the Avengers, even though we didn't have to wait long to see it happen again.
I thought his line was fucking hilarious because it's really important Cap doesn't find out about this. I thought that was really funny.
I missed the note. Let's go back for a second.
Yeah,
so Hank's plan to tip off Scott for the suit, it's kind of a long shot, you know?
Dude, it's very convoluted and fugazi.
Yeah, I don't understand it still.
And then also he's like, just going back whenever, what if Scott just like threw the suit away or something? Because this suit's so important to him. Yeah. He just trusted that it was going to all work out. I'm like, but what if he just loses it or throws it away and you don't realize
the ants can go get it.
That's true. The ants can I guess he said that he's always being watched. So he was watching everything he was doing.
It's just, it's quite the long shot that the rumor itself makes it back to the right person or even goes that far. Like, yeah, you can just leave a note in a fucking envelope and leave a bunch of money in there. But, like, she could just walk away with the money. She doesn't know shit.
Very good point. Did you see the deleted scene whenever he went to his house to fix the cable to case the joint? When Scott went to Hank's house?
I didn't.
Dude, it was... I understand why it wasn't in the movie because it shows him seeing Hank and Hank fucking with Scott before the reveal that that's what he's doing. So it kind of ruins the whole thing because you don't find out that Hank's really fucking with him until he tells him he is. And if you watch this scene, you see that Hank is acting like some old senile guy and he thinks he's acting like he's really there to fix the cable. It was a funny little scene, but I got why they cut it out. But I like the reasoning as to why Hank won't let his daughter wear the suit. It makes sense. Because he doesn't want to get hurt. But I don't understand, and I never did, why he didn't just fucking tell her what happened and save decades of hatred.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
I'm like, why didn't you just fucking tell her what happened?
I've had an issue with that before. I didn't think to note it this time for some reason.
Yeah, I'm just like, why? I don't understand that.
Why? Hold on, my notes page is being dumb. Okay, here we go. So immediately after he steals that thing from the Avengers warehouse.
Yeah.
He shows up at Pym's house, and Pym's yelling at him for being so reckless and whatever. And at that point, Pym has no idea that he got it. Correct?
Yeah.
What happened for like the time traveled between there and back? Did they just like not talk to each other? Or?
It's very sitcom writing.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I was watching. I think I was listening to a commentary on The Simpsons, and they specifically brought up how like Marge and Homer were talking about something. And they cut to like later in the day and they're still talking. They're like, yeah, why didn't they discuss this the entire time in between?
It's just a weird like timeline.
It's a very like movie TV thing where like I think it happens more than we even think about. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, that's a very good point. You're like, why the fuck wouldn't they discuss this? Was there radio silence for some unknown reason?
It was like, it was the comms down. Did I miss something where his like mic got knocked out or something?
Yeah, that's a very good catch.
I
want to talk about Anthony.
Anthony?
And how,
do you think he's still alive?
I think
he's going to be the villain in the second movie. Dude, Anthony's Revenge.
The whole Anthony thing is so gay. Like, the whole thing was cheesy. When he died, I didn't give a fuck. The wing falling was so lame. I'm like, oh no.
Dude, it was like, I don't know. It's like it wasn't a big deal. And like, as they're doing it, he's like, Put the wing falling. It'd be kind of it'd be kind of funny or something. I don't know if it's supposed to be funny or make me sad.
I thought it was supposed to make you sad.
I had to think about what direction they were taking that.
Anthony was one of my. I remember the first time I watched it. I just remember coming away and be like, dude, Anthony was dumb. It was stupid.
There is a line that Pym delivers to Cross, and I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? He says, Cross asked him, he's like. What did you see of me, or why'd you push me away? And Pym's like, I saw too much of myself. I'm like, is Pym evil? I don't know what that means. It sounds badass, but I don't understand it.
The only thing I can think of it is that he saw too much, as in like he could figure it out and he's smart and he didn't want him to. I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe like that's the only thing I can think of away with, because he didn't want anyone to find out. But then why would you?
And why would you
protege in the first place?
Exactly. It doesn't make any sense. It was just one of those throwaway, like, oh, this sounds cool kind of lines.
Definitely what it seems like.
I already made that joke.
My next note is the fight
with
him at Scott's house.
Oh.
What's that?
It's a heist movie.
Dude, I had a funny note about that.
They literally say it's a heist movie.
And then right afterwards, he literally says it wasn't just a heist.
It wasn't just a heist. It was more than a heist.
Yeah. I thought it was really fun because I'm like, dude, he said it's a heist movie. I was like, dude, he's saying it's not just a heist movie.
He's saying it's more than a heist movie.
Yeah.
It's still a heist movie. He's saying it's not just a heist movie. It is a heist movie still, and more.
I mean, is a disaster movie a disaster movie just because a building blows up? I mean, that doesn't make it a disaster movie.
Yeah,
dude, it made me laugh when I heard that. I was like, that's Gable and Dave arguing right in that scene.
Oh, I have to go back to the the Thomas the Train joke. So, I have the issue with the Pac-Man joke. The Thomas the Train joke's kind of the same thing, except it played off a lot better to me in Ant-Man than it did in Guardians 2. So, that is one thing Ant-Man did better than Guardians 2.
Oh my, that's a stretch.
Have a comical character at the end in the fight.
Yeah, the giant, like some of the things that happened, I didn't like laugh or I was just like watching it. You know what I mean? Like that, like whenever the ant got blown up and ran away, I'm like, okay, whatever. It's a big ant.
Did you watch the trailer for the new one?
Yeah.
You saw like the giant like Hello Kitty or whatever.
Yeah, I vaguely remember it. I enjoyed the.
I think we're getting a lot of those comically large items in this movie.
It seems like it. I'm going to talk a little bit about. Do you have anything else up to like the end fight? I have something about the big climax and the subatomic stuff.
I just have a note about the actual subatomic scene.
Yeah, I have a note about that. Let me.
Mine's more of like a quick crack. It's
not
really a joke.
I do enjoy the fight with them at the house, but I've always taken issue with the end of the movie. Like it always seems dumb to me. Like.
Oh, I do have another note, but I'll loop back around.
So. He's subatomic, right? And he's like, what am I going to do? He opens his regulator, puts this disc device in that like makes things big inside his regulator, shuts his regulator, activate it, and it just fixes it and makes them big.
Yeah.
It's like taking my Xbox One, opening up, putting a Nintendo inside, now I can play Nintendo games.
Yeah.
You can't just take two pieces of technology, put them together, and hit a button and make it do something.
I remember you complaining about
and I'm like, that seems so just dumb to me.
It's because, I mean... The way that the one technology worked is that it affected what was...
Whenever it touches, it makes it bigger.
Makes
so his regulator, I guess, could get big.
So if the belt is used, what was in the belt already? I'm not really sure.
Well, the regulator is just like, I don't know what's in the regulator, but the regulator just makes them big and small.
Maybe, I don't know. I feel like if it does make sense, it seems like something that should be should be obvious to Hank Pym that he could have thought how to fix already. Why do you try
just making it big? When you're small. I always thought that was kind of silly. Dude. What's your note about the way? No, you were saying.
Oh, let me make a joke on that. There's this episode of SpongeBob where he has Mermaid Man's belt and he's making everyone small by accident, and then at the end of the episode it's revealed that he could have fixed it the whole time by just flipping the switch the other way.
That's pretty funny.
That's exactly what it is, basically.
Yeah.
No, my other note was just during the fight scene inside of the building, the laboratory building or whatever it is. There's a lot of cool, actual, hand to hand. The fight itself, I guess, with Ant-Man was real unique, I should say, because you'd see him obviously running up against the gun, jamming the gun or whatever. Yeah. Or the move I really liked was when he was the ant and jumped over the guy's shoulder, grabbed his tie, and then grew big while yanking his tie.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I was like, man, I wish they could do that on WWE. That'd be cool. Some cool shrink down.
Ant-Man could be a wrestler.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah, that's what. A lot of that action stuff, they did a great job making it look cool.
I think I'm starting to notice some of the hand on hand combat more from watching so much of the fucking wrestling.
It's affecting you in a good way.
In a good way. I'm enjoying my movies more now.
Oh, wrestling is making your whole life better. Mm-hmm. You're suffering through WWE to improve the rest of your life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably I'm still favoring Lucha Underground and NXT specifically on the WWE part.
I mean, I haven't really gotten into Lucha Underground, but I wouldn't doubt that it's better. How hard can it be to be better?
You said the only thing that's hard for you is the camera angles, and as I was watching it today, I was like, I love these camera angles compared to the WWE ones where there's zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, camera A, camera B, camera A, camera B. It's like the camera guys do some of these. Or when they're teaching the camera guy, they're like, we like when they do these.
They just show them Jason Bourne, and they're like, all right, make WWE Jason Bourne.
They don't even give them descriptions for the camera moves. They're just some of these, some of these.
Do a J.J. Abrams and just grab the camera. And
That's a Rob Zombie. Yeah. Shake the camera more. Shake it more.
Oh my god. I love the Spider-Man reference at the end.
Yeah.
Especially since. If you go back, this is the first time there's any mention of him at all in that universe, and you're like, holy fuck, we're getting Spider-Man. I like that. I thought that was really cool. That's the last of my notes I have for it.
Yeah, I remember that being a pop moment, a big pop whenever I went to see it.
All right, so are we gonna rate this? You're gonna pop? Are we gonna rate our top 10 list that WWE does?
It's not even that late.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I've gone first the last 2 times. Let's keep it up.
I don't even think that's true.
But it is because I made a note of it in my head. I'm like, normally I always have Gable go first. Right. So I've gone first the last couple times.
Right, let me look at this.
I'm going to go first again while you're looking.
See where I want to place it.
So, number 1, I have Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 2, I have The Avengers. Number 3, I have Captain America, The First Avenger. Number 4, I have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Number 5, I have Avengers Age of Ultron. Number 6, I have Thor, The Dark World. Number 7, I have Thor. Number 8, I have Iron Man 2. Number 9, I have Iron Man. Number 10, I have The Incredible Hulk. Number 11, I have Ant-Man with 7 Sparkle Dogs. Number 12, I have Captain America, The Winter Soldier. Number 13, I have the Black Panther. And number 14, I have Iron Man 3.
Wait, where did you have Ant-Man for yours?
After Incredible Hulk. 7 Sparkle Dogs.
Okay. Okay.
Shallow and pedantic.
Yes.
Yes.
There's one movie I'm looking at and I'm trying to decide if I liked it more or less than.
More or less than? Less than or more. I just read some Marvel news that Captain Marvel is actually going to be a male playing Captain Marvel. I'm just trying to pass the time while you figure out what you're doing.
Oh. Man.
Brie Larson's a guy.
What about? Right, Guardians of the Galaxy is still going to be at number 1.
Oh, I'm surprised that hasn't changed.
And 10 Sparkle Dogs. Captain America: The First Avenger at number 2. Number 3 with 9 Sparkle Dogs is Guardians Volume 2.
Oh.
The Avengers at number 4. Iron Man at number 5. With 8 Sparkle Dogs, there is the Incredible Hulk at number 6. Black Panther at number 7.
Number 7.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier at number 8. Avengers: Age of Ultron at number 9. Thor at number 10 with 7 Sparkle Dogs. Number 11 is Iron Man 2 with 7 Sparkle Dogs. And number 12 is Ant-Man at number 12 with 7 Sparkle Dogs. Six Sparkle Dogs. 6 Sparkle Dogs.
Okay.
Ant-Man 3 is number 12 with 5 Sparkle.
Or a third Ant-Man?
Iron Man 3 with 5 Sparkle Dogs at number 13. And number 14 is Thor: The Dark World with 4 Sparkle Dog.
Were you trying to figure out if you liked it more than Thor or not? No, I mean Iron Man 2.
Kind of like both Thor and Iron Man 2. I was like, somewhere around.
You made a jump because you went from not sure to dropping a whole Sparkle Dog below both of them.
Yeah, I was like, man, I don't know.
I approve of this message.
Yeah, I like that. I like where this is. Do you need me to write this down? You got
I already read it.
Okay, all right.
So the Infinity Stones remain unchanged. Should we read them again, I guess?
The Time Stone is in Ant-Man's anus.
Dude, that's a great place for it.
Great.
They're going to go back in time and take out the bad jokes.
Yes.
They're going to remove Michael Luna or Penier from everything.
Dude, I have a feeling that the sequel here is going to be the exact same as the it's going to be dead even for me. I just have a feeling it's not going to fix anything, and it's not going to make anything. Is it still Peyton Reed directing?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it is.
Look that up while I do the close. So that is it for this week. Make sure you guys go to Breakroom. Make sure you go on YouTube and subscribe to our page, Breakroom BS. We have links to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and SoundCloud on there. Everything you need is on there, but make sure you definitely subscribe to it, or else we will throw water in your face.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Peyton Royce.
Um,
Did you hear that Peyton Royce and Billy Kay both got boob jobs? They got bigger boobs. That's why they've been gone from NXT.
Dude, I don't even know who that is.
All right, sir.
Ant-Man. And why isn't it coming up? And Wasp.
Maybe I just should have looked it up myself. Oh boy.
It's Peyton Reed.
Peyton Royce. Peyton Royce is directed Ant-Man and the Wasp. And that's it for this week. So you guys have a good week. Oh yeah, we're not gonna be here next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna be around.
Gable's gonna be, and he's taking a trip to Hawaii. He's gonna get laid in Hawaii. I'm
going to actually just be taking a week off. I am spending it at home, and I'm going to be redoing the house.
You're an asshole. No one's gonna believe that.
I'm doing.
First of all, you don't do work. Second of all, you're too poor to do that. You would not want to ever take time off just to do it. Mm-hmm. And third of all, you have a really big wiener, and that's all I got.
All unrelated things.
Yeah. So the following week, however, we will be reviewing Captain America: Civil War 2 weeks from now. Well, Real Bullshit will be back. We'll have some news, and we'll also have another wrestling episode in a couple weeks. So you guys just, while you're not listening to our new one next week, take that time to get caught up on all our old stuff. We got plenty of content for them to listen to. Listen to all our old shows. Do that. And until a couple weeks from now, you guys have a good life. Say bye, Gable. Come on.
Bye, Gable. Yeah.